Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to County Court Law number 2. This morning, we have 4 dockets. We have our announcement docket, pretrial conference docket, trial docket, and we have a hearing docket. When I call your name, please come forward with your attorney. If your attorney is not here, then we will wait for your attorney to arrive because your attorney may be in another court handling another matter. Or if you do not have an attorney representing you, when I call your name, you'll come up to the bench by yourself. First case is cause number 24-CCCR 1522. Case is filed in the state of Texas versus Kai Joseph Benoski. Good morning.
Eric Franklin, the defendant.
Good morning, Franklin. Mr. Benoski, your full Benoski?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Benoski, how are you doing?
Good.
That's good. State is represented in this case by attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge, and yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Attorney Franklin, what is your announcement in Mr. Benoski's case?
Your Honor, we're not ready. We'd ask for a reset. We've made a tape request. We're waiting on video.
So you need to complete your discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to November 22nd, 2024. Mr. Benoski, to give your attorney opportunity to get the videos and all of the discovery in your case. Your attorney will be given your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your advisor, and you have a blessed day. And Attorney Franklin, is this your only case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next case is, well, next 2 cases, cause numbers 24-CCCR 0472 and cause number 24-CCCR 0475. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Lorenzo Walker. Okay, everyone that's on Zoom, please put your mic on mute.
If you're speaking to me, Your Honor, I can't hear.
Okay, I'll put it on mute for you.
Judge, I believe this case is going to end up being a plea.
This one is gonna be, okay. Okay, just have a seat and we'll call you back up. Okay, the person that's on Zoom, please state your full name.
There's no volume.
Attorney Sheldon, what is your client's name?
Sergio Cortez Rios, Your Honor.
Cortez Rios? Okay. What document?
What do I do? I can't.
It's on pretrial, Your Honor.
On the pretrial? Page what? What's the last page? Okay. Sergio Rios, please come forward. Mr. Rios, your full name is Sergio Leonel Cortez Rios. How are you doing, Mr. Rios?
Fine, thank you.
That's good, Mr. Rios. You're representing your case by your attorney, Scott Sheldon. Attorney Sheldon, how are you doing?
Doing good, Your Honor, thank you.
And Mr. Sheldon, what is your announcement in Mr. Rios' case?
Your Honor, we applied for and determined to be eligible for a pretrial diversion program. And
Okay.
I'd like to have the opportunity to participate in that.
Okay, now, is he scheduled to sign up in December?
Yes,
Okay, reset this second week of December. And the reason why she's gonna reset it second week of December, because if he gets into the program, the district attorney's office will dismiss the case. And he will not have to come to court on that court date.
very good.
But if he doesn't sign up, he has to, come to court on that day.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, what's the date?
December 16th.
Okay, this case will be reset to December 16th. Mr. Rios, your attorney is going to get your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney, your boss, when you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Attorney Sheldon, once you get your reset, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed
Thank
day.
you. You have a blessed day too.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Eric Valdez,
We're working on a plea right now.
please, okay. Brianna Cobos. Ms. Cobos, your full name is Brianna Cobos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms.
Okay.
Cobos, how are you doing?
I'm good.
That's good, Ms. Cobos, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney Peter Dahl. Attorney Dahl, how are you doing?
Pretty fair, Judge.
And Mr. Dahl, what is your announcements in Ms. Cobos' cases?
Well, basically, we sort of resolved the legal issue, but I would like to, because of that, have another setting to see if she's eligible for the diversion program.
Pretrial diversion?
And I don't think she is completely, but she might be to an extent.
Okay. Okay, give us a reset the second week in December. Okay, these cases will be reset to December 16th. Give your attorney an opportunity to apply for the pretrial diversion program. And your attorney is gonna get your resets. Once you get your resets from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Dahl, do you have any more cases?
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Dahl, you're free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jacoby Joyner?
Your Honor, he's down in drug court. He has a pending felony.
Okay.
He's awaiting his arrival.
Okay, we'll wait for him.
Your Honor, with the court permission, I think you to go check, see what's
Yes.
going on over there.
Yes, you may.
Judge, on Rife's cases, he notified us that he's gonna be in trial in the 128th.
Oh, in Orange County?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right, Kimberly is gonna be in trial in the 128 in Orange County. So this case is,
I'm doing already the child protection.
oh, okay, so we're gonna have to,
Is it?
Oh, is that the one you had the protection order on?
Hmm?
Is that the one you had the protection order on?
for this week, huh? Did he have, what is his trial protection order
October 21st.
for the day? Okay, now, everyone that's here, and you're represented by Attorney Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler is currently in trial in Orange County, the 128th District Court. And so he's unable to be here today. And so what we're going to do, they're gonna call your name one at a time, and your cases have to be reset. Okay? So just wait for your name to be called by the court coordinator. Who? Tom Robot? Okay. And Mr. Flores, you're represented by Tom Robot. He will not, where is he? He's in Hardin County, so he won't be able to be here today, so your case will be resent, and I think is that the Tammy? Amanda? Okay, you're represented by Scott Rennie. Okay, we'll have to wait for Mr. Rennie to arrive. Okay. And, everyone who's represented by the attorney, if your attorney is not here, we'll wait for your attorney to arrive. Everybody's represented. And Mr. Maltby's here. That's not here. Mr. Bill, did anybody else show up?
Yes, sir. That's your Mark Benell. Just walked in.
What's the name?
Benell, I'm looking for my doctor right now.
You said Bernard?
Page 6, yeah, nothing.
Okay, Jamel Bernard, okay. On page 6 of the announcement after the first case.
I had a few others, but I already gave them to Ms. Trina.
Are you there?
You want?
Yeah.
Flores?
No.
The announcement docket. Page 5,
On page 5,
Jordan Spradley,
Spradley,
sir.
okay.
Let's see, I think there's one more, page 7, Dallas Norris.
Dallas Norris, space
Yes,
in,
Page 7,
okay.
and then on jury trial docket, page 1, Walton Everett.
Welton Everett, okay. We can,
And at the bottom, Harry Harrison,
Harry Harrison.
and that's it.
Heard any- Ezra Murray. Murray, pull your pants up. I didn't have him, okay. This is cause number 23 CCCR 2260, case and style in state of Texas versus Ezra Lynn Murray III, and cause number 23 CCCR 2312. Mr. Murray, your full name is Ezra Lynn Murray III. How are you doing, Mr. Murray? That's good. Mr. Murray, you're represented in your cases by your attorney Reagan Minaldi. Attorney Minaldi, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks, Max. Ms. Minaldi, what is your announcements in Mr. Murray's cases?
I need a resetting to review his videos for discovery. He also has an appointment to come into the office tomorrow, I believe. Is that right? To review? I think so. To review his videos in his case as well.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, Mr. Murray, your cases will be reset until November 22nd of 2024. Your attorney will be given your resets here in court. Once you get a copy of your resets from your attorney, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Minaldi, I think these are your only two
Yes,
cases.
Judge.
You're free to go as well, and you have a
Thank you.
blessed day.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'll send it to you. Okay, and I'll give you.
Thank you, Judge.
Next case, let's see. This calls number M 333-482, cases filed in the state of Texas versus Walton James Everett III. Mr. Everett.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Everett.
We had an agreement with the state to continue the case, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, I'm hearing some feedback on your speaker. Okay, now, Mr. Everett, your full name is Walton James Everett III.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. Everett?
Retired but well.
Okay, well, that's good. Hopefully you, okay, hopefully you'll get your rest once you leave here. Now, Mr. Everett, is you are represented by Attorney Jansen Bailey, who is appearing via Zoom. And do I have that motion continues? The state and your attorney filed they call it a joint motion for continuance. Is that correct, Mr. Bailey?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now the basis of the continuance was based on discovery material that was just recently given to you. Is that correct? A
That's
video or something?
That's correct.
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
So your case you won't be able to have your case today because your attorney just received within the last day or two receives a video in this case, part of the evidence.
Okay.
Okay, so he needs some time to review that so that he can adequately prepare a defense for your case. Okay, so your case is going to be reset. Just have a seat, and the court coordinator is going to call you up to the window to give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go on your blessed day.
All right.
And Mr. Bailey, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Bailey and Harrison.
One. Okay.
The door right here is locked. Mr. Bailey?
Alec Valdez. Eric Valdez.
Evans?
This is cause number 23 CCCR 2280. The case is styled of state of Texas versus Eric Valdez. Mr. Valdez, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Valdez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Valdez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Valdez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Valdez? That's good. Now, Mr. Valdez, you represented in your case by Attorney Mel Shalander. Attorney Shalander is not here. However, his daughter, what's your first name?
Colette.
Colette Shalander?
Yes.
However, his daughter, who is an attorney Colette Shalander, is here to stand on his behalf. Does Miss Colette Shalander have your permission to stand in the place of Attorney Mel Shalander?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Attorney Shalander, how are you doing?
Well, how about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Attorney Shalander, do you waive a record in Mr. Eric Valdez's case?
Yes, we do.
And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Kyle Gasper. Attorney Gasper, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. Now, Mr. Valdez, I have before me a document on my computer that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, Mr. Valdez, it alleges that you, Eric Valdez, on or about April 10th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Valdez, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Valdez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Guilty? Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Valdez, I also have before me a document on this tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? Okay, on page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials EL or EV that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Valdez, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Ms. Shalander, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that Attorney Shalander went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Valdez, are you a citizen of the United States?
State offers states 1.
Any objections? No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Shalander, you have advised and counseled Mr. Valdez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None to my knowledge at this time.
And Mr. Valdez, your attorney, Ms. Colette Shalander, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? Has, she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? And, Attorney Mel Shalander has also advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Valdez, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state is offering 1 year deferred probation, $750 fine, 80 hours community service, interlock, and DWI first standard conditions plus court costs.
Okay. Now, were you intending to waive the enhancement paragraph? Because as it is, he doesn't qualify for deferred. You can't get a deferred on a DWI with a 0.15 or more.
State will waive the enhancement paragraph.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna wait, she's gonna abandon the enhancement paragraph. Now, Mr. Valdez, the state will be abandoning the enhancement paragraph. Now, what that basically means is that currently you're charged with a Class A DWI. But because the state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph, the enhancement paragraph is the paragraph that states that while you was driving intoxicated, your alcohol concentration level was 0.15 or more. The state is going to abandon the 0.15 or more, and so therefore you'll be charged with a lesser included offense, which is a Class B misdemeanor offense. So let me do this. Now, the range of punishment for a Class B misdemeanor, the box is already checked, is confinement in jail for at least 72 hours. And it cannot exceed, but does not exceed 180 days. So that's just the range of punishment. 72 hours in jail, all the way on up to 180 days. Your punishment can fall anywhere within that range. Do you understand? And the fine cannot exceed $2,000. Do you understand that? Or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Now, the state is abandoning enhancement paragraph. So to the Class B misdemeanor offense of DWI, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Guilty. Now you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily. And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Now, Mr. Valdez, you had previously acknowledged that your initials was on page 2 of this document and your signature was on page 3. Is that correct? You also acknowledged that you recognize this document, that this is your signature on the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, and that you understood the box that's checked that states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. And you also acknowledge that your signature was on the discovery certification. That's a document that was on paper. And you also acknowledge that your attorney, Miss Attorney Shalander, went over these documents with you and you understood everything that she went over. And also you were satisfied with her representation. Your attorney stated to the court that there's no evidence that you're currently mentally incompetent to stand trial. Now, state, let's see. State, could you please repeat the offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. In exchange for defendant's plea, the state is offering 1 year deferred probation, $750 fine, 80 hours of community service, an interlock, and DWI first standard conditions plus court costs.
What is this court cost?
Probably 77.
377. Mr. Valdez, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $750. You'll be required to pay a court cost of $377. You'll also be required to pay DWI conviction fine of $100. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month, a year analysis fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $195 a month. Will you be able to pay the $195 each month? While you're on probation, each month you're required to pay $195 a month. You'll be able to pay that. Now, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to have attend a completed DW education class, and you'll be required to have an alcohol assessment. You'll also be required to adhere to the standard terms and conditions of DWI probation. Mr. Valdez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Valdez, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Valdez, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator.
You can have a seat.
Oh, have a seat? Okay, she has to read you the paperwork. Just have a seat in that first chair. Once you finish at the window of the court coordinator, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Attorney Sherlander, you're free to go out and you have a blessed day.
Have a seat.
Okay.
You can roll it, but I wouldn't change either.
Daenerys Hyde,
We're ready, Your Honor.
okay. Okay. This is cause number 23 CCCR 0390. Case is style of State of Texas versus Daenerys Hyde. And Mr. Hyde, is that your full name?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
How you doing, Mr. Hyde?
Wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Hyde. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson. Attorney Wilkerson, how are you doing?
I'm well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Wilkerson, what is your announcement in Mr. Hyde's case?
We're ready, Your Honor.
State?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Okay. We have the jury coming back this afternoon. Okay, so y'all need to be back in court at 1:30 this afternoon. That's when we pick a jury. Okay, and you also have another case, Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Okay, you can leave. Next case is cause number M 333-888. Case is style of State of Texas versus Kenneth Batiste. Mr. Bat. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Batiste, your full name is Kenneth W. Batiste?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Batiste? Okay, it could be worse too, but he's kind of right in the middle. So, Mr. Batiste, you're represented in your case by your attorney Marcus Wilkerson, Attorney Wilkerson. What is your announcement in Mr. Batiste's case?
We're ready, Your Honor.
State?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Batiste, you and your attorney need to be back this afternoon at 1:30 for trial. Okay? Okay, there's the only two cases. We'll see you at 1:30.
All right. See you. Hold on this one. Do we know if the orders of those cases will be, Your Honor?
The oldest one is Batiste.
Just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Now approach on Mr. Jordan, we have his reset.
Is he here?
He's here, Your Honor.
Have him come forward.
Thank you for working us in.
This is cause number 24 CCCR 0352. The case is styled of State of Texas versus Jacoby Journer. Mr. Journer, is that your full name? Hey, Mr. Journer, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks, Jackson. Mr. Journer, you're represented in your case by your attorney Mark Faggett. Attorney Faggett, how are you doing?
I'm well, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
Now, Mr. Faggett, what is your announcement in Mr. Journer's case?
Your Honor, his felony case has been set for trial on January the 27th of 2025 at 9 a.m. We'd ask the court to carry this case as well.
They are the same events, Your Honor.
Oh, they are? We're gonna do. Would you repeat that, Mr. Faggett?
His case is reset in the Drug Impact Court for January the 27th of 2025.
And we're
It's on
gonna
the
set
trial.
this case, these cases occurred out of the same criminal episode. So this case will also be set on that same day, January 27, 2025,
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Now, Mr. Journey, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And you have a blessed day, Mr. Faggett. Was your only case?
I think so, Your Honor. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Well, if that's all right with the other attorneys who was here before you.
Drug court, and I just have an announcement, no plea or anything.
Okay. We got David Collier.
No, I got it.
Oh, you have another one too.
Well, I don't think Mr. Parker's here. He's in custody out of county.
Weaver.
She's in custody as well. She's in custody, Judge.
Oh, we didn't, okay. This is cause number 24 CCCR 0534. Case is styled of State of Texas versus David Collier. Mr. Collier, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Collier? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Collier. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Gelman, what is your announcement in Mr. Collier's case?
Judge, we're just asking for another announcement date. We're still working on this case and, his prosecutor's unavailable today, so we would like to, talk with her one last time before making a decision. We just have one more announcement.
Okay, give us a reset date.
November 22nd.
Okay, this case will be reset to November 22nd, 2024. Mr. Collier, you get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Stay in contact with your attorney and your boss. Now, you said that Erica Elaine Weaver,
She was reset today because she was in custody last time, and I'm gonna head to drug court.
is it in another county?
And no, it's here.
It doesn't say that she's in custody.
Well, she may have been released on accusation since last week.
So you say she has a felony case?
She's supposed to be in drug court as well, so I'm gonna head over there. If she's not in custody, I'll have her come over here.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I'll give him.
That was Ms. Weaver, Your Honor.
Yeah, Ms. Weaver. Jamel Bernard. Oh, he has a plea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, she's still working on it. Okay. We have anybody ready? Anybody else ready?
That's the only thing.
Did they send it to you? We had Mr. Farm. What about Walker? They never sent Walker? Mr. Comerford, did you, oh, you did it on the tablet? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, he didn't get it. The Vasquez was here. I don't know where he went. Okay, we have, Jamel Earl Bernard.
He's aware of the same events and could affect his.
Yeah.
Okay.
Court is in session and calls number M 333-904. Case is style of State of Texas versus Jamel Earl Bernard. Mr. Bernard, is that your full name? Mr. Bernard, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bernard, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Bernard, you may put your hand up. How are you doing, Mr. Bernard? That's good. Mr. Bernard, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Judge.
Now, Mr. LeBlanc, I have before me a document that is titled Information. Now, Mr. Bernard, in this information, it alleges that you, Jamel Earl Bernard, on or about August 1st of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed a Class B misdemeanor offense of attempt to elude police officer. Mr. Bernard, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Sir.
And to discharge, Mr. Bernard, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, and no contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest its charges? Mr. Bernard, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, JB on the line next to the boxes, check no look contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On the next document, well, that must be your initials because you have JB
Yeah, I put the
on that spot. He can change it here, Jamel Bernard on the next document. They say you need to have your signature, place your signature. Just turn it to the back and erase it like a pencil eraser. Just put it on there and erase it. Okay.
At least you can take the right approach.
Okay, thank you. Now, Mr. Bernard, is this your signature?
Sir.
On the next document, it's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Hold on a minute. On the next document, that's on paper, this document is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Bernard, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Sir.
And did you understand everything that he went over?
Sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Bernard, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Separate states one.
We have no objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. And Mr. LeBlanc, you've advised and counseled Mr. Bernard. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bernard, your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, has advised and counseled you.
Sir.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Bernard, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 20 days jail with credit for 7 days. And there's also an agreed time which defendant is to report that it's on the plea paper.
Is it, it says he's to report October 25th, 2024, at or before 6 p.m.? What is this court cost?
437.
437. Mr. Bernard, the state is offering that you serve 20 days in Jefferson County Jail. You will be given, you will receive the 7 days that you've already served as credit towards your punishment. The court cost in this case is $437.
Yes.
Are you able to pay the $437 court cost? Okay, may I see his affidavit of indigence, please? Okay, Mr. Jamel, I'm handing your attorney a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. He will show that document to you. Mr. Jamel, do you recognize that Mr. Bernard, do you recognize that document? On page 2 of that same document, there's a signature at the top left-hand corner above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Is everything on that document still true and correct today?
Sir.
Okay, Mr. Bernard, the court is going to find that you are still indigent. And based on the finding of indigency, the court cost of $437 in this case will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. That simply means that you would not be required to pay. Now, Mr. Bernard, do you understand the state's offer and the court's findings? Do you think that it's fair and just? And do you accept it? Okay, Mr. Bernard, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Bernard, you'll turn yourself in at before 6 p.m. at the Jefferson County Correctional Facility on October 25th, 2024. Okay, now you can stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. LeBlanc, is this your last case?
I believe so.
Okay, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
bailiff has brought to my attention that Mr. Kimler had some plans on the announcement docket as well.
Yeah, and so all his clients are gonna be reset. Kyle Minton Clifton. Your attorney's now? Okay, just have a seat.
It's fine for Mr. Rennick.
Amanda DeTommy?
She's right outside, Your Honor. I'm waiting for a pad to fill out the plea.
Oh, it's gonna be a plea?
It's gonna be a
Okay,
plea, but I'm just
okay.
waiting to get a pad.
Okay.
I can't find one right now, but as soon as I get one out.
okay,
I'll do it.
okay.
Mark that real quick.
Okay, the person that's on Zoom, would you please state your full name?
Jason Eugene Raper, sir.
Raper, okay, Mr. Raper, you're in court. Look like your eyes are closed. You need to wake up if your eyes are closed.
Sir, I'm very sick.
Okay. Who is he? Is Mr. Do we have any? Is Mr. Macon? Do we have heard anything from his office?
Mr. Macon is having surgery today, sir.
Okay, yeah, we'll just inform. Now, Mr., give us a reset. He's on the pretrial conference document. I think so. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's that doc. No, he's not on that document. Oh, he's on the trial docket. Yeah, reset it on another trial docket. Okay, you said December the 9th?
Yeah.
Mr. Raper, your case will be reset to December 9th for trial. Your attorney has a motion for continuance. We understand that he has a medical procedure that's being taken care of today, or that he's undergoing today. Your case is going to be reset to December 9th, 2024 for trial. On that day, you need to be in court in person. This will conclude your case. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you're free to go.
Yeah, but yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. She has another case. Hal Clifton. This is cause number 24 CCCR 0382. Case of style, the state of Texas versus Kyle Minton Clifton. Mr. Clifton, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clifton, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Clifton, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clifton, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Clifton?
Okay, how are you?
That's good. I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Clifton, you're represented in your case by your attorney Marva Provo. Attorney Provo, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine now.
And Attorney Provo, do you waive a record in Mr. Clifton's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Clifton, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Kyle Minton Clifton, on or about January 6th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of silent abusive call or electronic call to 911 service. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty, no contest.
No comment.
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? That's what no contest means. Now, Mr. Clifton, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1.
That's right.
Do you recognize this document?
Yeah, it's hard to see, but
Okay, you could show it to you. Fine, and you can turn the pages. Here we go. You recognize that document? Okay, go to page 2. On page 2, there's a set of initials on the line next to a box that's checking over contingent reviews, no contest. Did you place your initials on that document?
yes, sir.
On page 3 of that same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant's signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
And at the bottom of that document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant's signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
At the top of that document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document here on paper that's titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Clifton, before you sign and initial all of the documents that your attorney showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that she went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clifton, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
So for state sworn.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Provo, you advised and counseled Mr. Clifton. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Clifton, your attorney, Ms. Provo, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clifton, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement? State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes,
in
sir.
Mr. Clifton case?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
The agreement is to 1 year deferred probation with a $300 fine and 50 hours community service.
What is? What is the 277? 250, yeah. Seven.
Jeremy Ford.
Okay. Mr. Clifton, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 for sport costs and $277. You'll also be required to pay probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to reimburse Jefferson County for the point of attorney's fees of $150. Now, your total monthly installments, that is, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month is $158 a month. Will you be able to pay the $158 each month?
There's no interest?
Interest.
No interest, I mean, like a,
This is not a loan.
I know, I'm just asking. I mean,
No, just, can you pay it or can you not pay it? That's all I need to know.
it'll be a struggle, but it's not have to. I'm on social security, whatever.
Oh, let's see. Let me see his, affidavit. It's on the, pretrial conference docket. Okay, now, Mr. Clifton, I have a document before me that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. I'm handing this document to your attorney, and she will hand it to you. Mr. Clifton, do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Now, on page 2 of that same document, there are, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature, top left-hand corner. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, is everything on that, you can turn back to page 1, is everything on that document still true and correct today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Clifton, the court is going to find that you are indigent. Based on the finding of indigency. Let's see.
Terrence?
That one. Let's see. Okay. Now, Mr. Clifton, as stated earlier, the court is going to find that you're indigent pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The fine of $300 and court costs of $277, which comes to a total of let me do this here. Yeah, I did that. Okay, the fine of $300 plus court costs of $277, which comes to a total of $577, will be converted to 46 hours of community service. And the attorney fees of $250 will be waived pursuant to Article 26.05 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure G1-1. And the urinalysis fee of $15, not the urinalysis fee, but the reimbursement fee of $15 will be waived pursuant to Article 102.018 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. And so the court costs in this case, not the court costs, but the probation fee in this case will be reduced to the statutory minimum from $60 to $25. Okay, and so the total of monthly expenses that you will be required to pay in this case is $44 a month. Will you be able to pay the $44 each month?
Yes.
Okay, now, do you understand the state's offer in the court's findings?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that it's fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept it?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Clifton, the court is going to. I have it. Oh, now, the 46 hours of community service that was converted from the fine and court costs. Okay, the fine and court cost was converted to 46 hours of community service. You will also be required to serve 50 hours of community service as part of the plea bargain. So it comes to a total of 96 hours of community service. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes.
Do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Just have a seat. She has to redo the paperwork. And once she redo the paperwork, she's gonna call you up to a window. And then once you go to the window, you're gonna follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Well, you have a couple of, yeah. Evan S. Kane. Is Evan S. Kane present? Okay. Evan S. Kane was, well, this is cause number 23CCCR 2034. And cause number 23CCCR 2035, and cause number 23CCCR 2040. All three cases are style of state of Texas versus Evan S. Kane. Evan S. Kane was required to be in court this morning for 9 a.m. on the court's pretrial conference docket. At about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Evan S. Kane at the courthouse door. Evan S. Kane did not answer. Evan S. Kane has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. Would you please call the name of Evan S. Kane at the courthouse door? Evan Kane. Evan Kane. Evan. Okay, Evan S. Kane's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Evan S. Kane did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. S. Kane an opportunity to appear in court. The time now is 10:34 a.m. on today's date. State, do you have a motion?
State moves for bond forfeiture.
Okay. That motion, well, the motion will be granted in each case. Mr. S. Kane, bond will be forfeited and a warrant should be issued for his arrest. And cause numbers 23CCCR 2034, cause number 23CCCR 2035, and cause number 23CCCR 2040. Okay. All right, and I think Ms. Provo, you're excused to, I think it's 11 o'clock every hearing.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Let's see who we have.
Yeah, Rich.
Yes,
I have a client that has to, a flight that's gonna be leaving soon, so you can get her, take care of this, I don't have the name blanket right now. It's what I did for Mr. Reddick.
Tommy?
Yes.
Tommy?
yeah, I don't have the paperwork.
Okay, okay. Well,
Did the state, y'all sent it?
Submitted.
Okay.
It's submitted, but I'm trying to see.
Okay. Just let me know that she-
Which one?
Get out of here to get the flight. You gotta fly back to campus.
I will do it as soon as I.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep, on this one.
Lorenzo Walker. 75. What is in session in two cases, cause numbers 24 CCCR 0472 and cause number 24 CCCR 0475. Both cases are style of the state of Texas versus Lorenzo Walker. Mr. Walker, is that your full name?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Walker, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Walker, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Walker, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Walker? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Walker. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Alec Comerford. Mr. Comerford, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Judge. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Comerford. Do you waive a record in Mr. Walker's cases?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Walker, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Walker, it alleges that you, Lorenzo Walker, on or about December 9th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated while you operate in a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas. Mr. Walker, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest? Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Mr. Walker, I also have before me on a tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Oh, yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials, LW on the line next to box that check guilty. You place your initials on this document.
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification, a defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document on paper that's titled Discovery Certification. Recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
So Walker, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walker, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer states one.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Comerford, you've advised and counseled Mr. Walker. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, there is not.
And Mr. Walker, your attorney, Mr. Comerford, has advised and counseled you Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walker, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state is offering 12 months deferred probation, a $500 fine, 60 hours of community service, interlock plus DWI first standard conditions. In addition, the state will dismiss the companion case of unlawful carrying of a weapon with forfeiture to the Texas Department of Public Safety.
What is this court cost?
317.
Mr. Walker, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation during the 1 year probationary period. You'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $317. You'll also be required to pay a DWI conviction fine of $100. You'll be required to pay probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $167 a month. Will you be able to pay the $167 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend and complete a DWI education class, and have an alcohol assessment. The state will be dismissing cause number 24 CCCR 0472 for forfeiture of the weapon in that case. And I have before me a document that is titled Motion to Forfeit. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, before you signed and initialed this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And so you asking that this weapon in this case be forfeited to the Texas Department of Safety, that's correct?
Yes, sir.
Texas Department of Public Safety, which is DPS. Okay. Okay, Mr. Walker, you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. The court is going to follow the plea bargain argument, the plea bargain agreement. This will conclude your case. You will stand in front of the court coordinators and follow the bailiff. Once you finish following the instructions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Comerford, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Have a safe trip.
And I just sent that dismissal.
The dismissal?
Yes.
Okay.
I also sent another one.
I submitted that too.
Okay.
Mr. Comerford, you could get a copy of his dismissal. Still, I had that on. Who is Paul Thomas? That's a dismissal. It say you're dismissing Paul Thompson?
That's
Is
correct.
that correct? You working on the Tammy? Amanda the Tammy? They don't waive an enhancement.
That's correct, Your Honor.
This is cause number 24 CCCR 1140. Case is style of state of Texas versus Amanda Detamy. Detamy. Ms. Detamy, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Detamy, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Detamy, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Detamy? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Tommy. You are represented in your case by your attorney, Scott Rennick. Attorney Rennick is not here. However, standing in for Attorney Rennick is Attorney John West. Does Mr. West have your permission to stand in for Mr. Rennick? Mr. West, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. West, do you waive a record in Ms. Detamy's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tammy, I have before me a document that is titled information. This document alleges that on or about September 30th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor DWI. The state has abandoned the enhancement paragraph. That means that The state is charging you with a lesser included offense, a class B misdemeanor, DWI, and to this offense that allegedly occurred on or about September 30th, 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily,
Yes.
and are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Ms. DeTammy, I also have before me a document on my tablet that's titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on the line next to the boxes checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on the next on the same document, but the next page, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification, the defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document. And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Tammy, before you signed and initial these documents, did your attorney, Mr. West, go over these documents with you? And did you understand everything that he went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Mr. Tammy, are you a citizen of the United States?
Sanford states 1.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. West, you advised and counseled Mr. Tammy. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, and none reported to me by Mr. Reddick as well.
Okay, Mr. Tammy, your attorney, Mr. West, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yeah.
And Mr. Tammy, your attorney, Mr. Scott Reddick, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Tammy, I will accept your plea of guilty in this case. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
For defendants plead guilty, the state has offered 18 months deferred probation with a $500 fine, 60 hours community service, the installation and maintaining of an interlock device, and DWI for standard conditions of probation.
What is the court calls? Okay, Ms. DeTanner. The state is offering that you serve 18 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 18-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $392. You'll also be required to pay a DWI eviction fine of $100. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee, $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $139 a month. Will you be able to pay the $139 each month?
Yes.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attending completed DW education class, have an alcohol assessment, you'll be required to pay Jefferson County initial DWI initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. You also be required to, let's say, perform 6,000 community service. You'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Ms. DeTammy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yeah.
Ms. Tammy, I will follow the people are in agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Tammy, you're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, Judge, good question.
Let's see, yes, Isaiah Tyson, is that your client? Mr. Tyson, your full name is Isaiah Tyson? How are you doing, Mr. Tyson? That's good. Mr. Tyson, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Doing good.
And Mr. Adams, this case is on the announcement docket. What is your announcement?
The judge, my client has from talking to him, extensive mental health history, and I was gonna file a motion to get him checked out. And so that's why.
Well, I mean, I don't, that doesn't, I mean,
Well, our ability to communicate in his.
well, we would have to conduct the informant inquiry. Okay, so he can have a seat and then we'll just call him. We're gonna have to do an informant inquiry.
What I was gonna do, Judge, he has some medical records that he wants to bring to me though, and that helps. I was gonna ask for a reset for today and be able to get, can you tell me you got some records you're gonna get?
Send it for him?
Yes. Right.
Okay,
So I'm not ready to do it today because I don't have the records.
okay, let's, how much time you need on your reset?
Just a normal reset. I think.
Okay, give us a 30-day reset.
22nd.
We'll make it work.
Okay, we reset it November 22nd, 2024. Mr. Tyson, your attorney gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And Mr. Adams, I think that's your only case?
Now I got one more and that's gonna end up
You
being
do?
dismissal. That's Thomas. And I think if I'm not mistaken, from talking to the prosecutor, that's gonna end up being dismissed.
Was that-
No,
She's in here.
Was that Thompson? I dismissed the Thompson.
Did you already dismiss?
Hey, Judge.
There is a, huh?
Send it back tonight, so then send it back to me.
Hold on.
Is Lauren Thomas.
No, is that on the day's docket? It is on is it on the day's docket?
Yeah, I thought that was on today's documents. Lauren Thomas. It's on today's docket. I had that with Kyle.
Okay, hold on a minute. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 23 CCCR 2596. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Jeremy Dixon. Mr. Dixon, is that your full name?
Yeah.
Mr. Dixon, would you please raise your right hand?
He's got handcuffs on.
Okay, they've had people, you
Best
should
you
put
can.
your hand up the best you can. Okay, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you can? Okay, so help you God, so you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Dixon? Okay, Mr. Dixon, you are represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Lawrence, do you waive a record in Mr. Dixon's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dixon, I have before me a document that is titled information. This document is on my computer. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Jeremy Dixon, on or about May 14th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of discharge of a firearm in certain municipalities. Mr. Dixon, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Dixon, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest your charges? Mr. Dixon, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials JD on the line next to a box is check nolo contendere, which means no contest. You do place your initials on this document. On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yeah.
And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification to defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have another document that's titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Dixon, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Attorney Lawrence, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Dixon, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yeah, for stage 1.
Any objections?
To what?
Any objections to State's Exhibit number 1?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you advised and counsel Mr. Dixon. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, not at all.
And Mr. Dixon, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Dixon, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
For defendant's plea, the state is offered 180 days time served for cause tax and retired in this case.
Mr. Dixon, state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 180 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that the time that you spent in jail has already paid off the court costs. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Dixon, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? Okay, Mr. Dixon, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Dixon, please stand at the end of the counter, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you can follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're excused as well, Mr. Lawrence, and you have a blessed day. Jericho Thomas? Yes.
I confirmed that he was sentenced in the felony court, so the state will be submitting a dismissal in this case.
Okay, you will be submitting the dismissal? Okay,
So you got the confirmation from Mr. Ford?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
yeah, so they will be dismissing this case. Soon as I get it, I'll sign the dismissal
Yes, sir.
and you'll be free to go. Just have a seat.
We're free to go today, or you gonna wait till you get the dismissal today?
I got it, you don't want a copy of the dismissal?
Well, I'm trying to get an understanding. Are you gonna,
I'm gonna sign it as soon as I get it. My thing is, he's gonna send it to me as soon as he finishes signing that. I get it in about a minute.
okay.
My question is, are you gonna wait for it or do you just don't want it? If
No,
you don't want it, you can
I'll
leave.
wait for it, you know,
Okay,
and I don't understand your technology. Apparently y'all can do it very quickly.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. So we just, he's gonna send it to me. He's gonna send it to her, she's gonna send it to me and I'll sign it. Yeah, his case is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, hey,
Mr. John,
he needs it.
was he sentenced in both
Both cases.
Okay.
And be honest with you, we left out of there to come here, and they didn't give him any instructions on going back to the probation officer. We're gonna have to take back over there. You didn't get instructions. You got the instructions for probation?
Oh, I'm finna say something. He got his paperwork in his hand.
That's it? Okay, good.
So the only thing he has to do is go over to the probation office with that paperwork.
Okay. Just have a seat. We be with you in a minute. How you doing, sir?
All right.
Sir, I was in the music store the other day, and they had a book, 39 drum rudiments. I thought about you.
It's up to 30, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it 26?
They were, I think you took
26.
24, but they increased it
Yeah.
to 39.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just in the.
you did, send that to me?
How you doing otherwise, John?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Yeah. Got some lawyers missing.
Yes.
He said some lady named Thomas, Lauren Thomas.
Yeah, he initially approached on Tyson, but then brought up Lauren Thomas.
Okay, I was gonna say, because she's not on that.
So
Oh,
what I believe happened was
I saw Thomas, I didn't look at the,
attorney. Yeah. So
that's what
whenever looking at the docket, saw Jericho Thomas and thought that was the Thomas that Langston was.
oh, okay.
especially because Tyson is right under and Tyson is Langston, so I.
Right.
So I will get back with Langston and explain. to him. Sorry about that.
That's a mistake. It's fine.
That was-
I think he said whoever his client is in drug court today.
I might have confused him, Your Honor, because we were referring to different people, but I will get that cleared up.
Okay. I just signed Jericho Thomas dismissal. It should be printing off in a few seconds. You can get a copy and you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Thomas, you're free to go as well. You have a blessed day. Clarence Flowers.
Real good. Okay. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have two cases. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Clarence T. Flowers. Mr. Flowers, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Flowers?
Good, sir.
That's good. Now, Mr. Flowers, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney Brian Lane. Attorney Lane, how are you doing? Okay. Now, Mr. Lane, what's your announcements in Mr. Flowers' case?
Your Honor, what we respectfully, these two cases do not fall out or not within the same transaction of a pending felony case. But the pending felony case, we were in court today, we are trying to resolve. We've been made an offer in this particular case. I was hoping to try to get the felony case resolved. Maybe it didn't affect this case.
Well, it's, he has, one of his cases is pretty old. We're gonna have to set this in trial docket or something. We can't keep it together. They're different criminal episodes.
Yeah, it's not.
Right, this is a 20, yeah.
Your Honor, the offer that we discussed will dispose of both of them. If he pleads on the case from 2022, we will be dismissing the other case. So they will be disposed of at the same time, even though.
These two will, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. But the felony arises out of a different.
Yeah, we're not gonna, we can't let, keep holding up the misdemeanor cases because when people commit felonies, you know, felony cases could be around a couple of years.
You will put it on a pretrial and maybe I can resolve it. by
Okay,
then.
well, yeah, that'll be,
If not, we can-
give us a pretrial conference docket. Okay, this case, well, these cases will be reset December 2nd, 2024. Okay, now, Mr. Flowers, your attorney's gonna get you reset.
Yes, sir.
Once you get your reset
Yes,
from
sir.
your attorney, you're free to go,
Yes, sir. Your
and you
Honor.
have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Jordan Spradley. Okay. This is cause number 24CCCR 1218, case of South State of Texas versus Jordan Jamal Spradley. Mr. Spradley, is that your full name?
Yes, sir. It is.
How you doing, Mr. Spradley?
Fine.
That's good, Mr. Spradley. You represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Brian Lane. Attorney Lane, what's your announcement in Mr. Spradley's case?
Your Honor, I think this, I apologize, this is the first announcement I've been here.
That's, yeah, this is a relatively new case.
Yes, and I just got full discovery as a disc, if you have 30 more days.
Okay,
I've been
you
made.
keep
an
it on
offer.
the announcement docket.
Yes, sir, I've been made an offer, I can get in touch with.
Give us a reset date announcement.
November 22nd.
Okay, this case will be reset to November 22nd, 2024 for announcement. Mr. Spradley, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman. And Mr. Lane,
Yes, sir.
once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well.
Thank you.
Who do we have? Mr.
I don't know the spelling. I will
Okay. This is cause number 24 CCCR 0754, case of style of the state of Texas versus Dallas Norris. Ms. Norris, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Norris? Ms. Norris, you're currently represented in this case by your attorney Joe Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Vasquez. What's your announcement in Ms. Norris's case?
Judge, could we set Ms. Norris's case until November 4th with her other case for pending felony?
Okay, this case will be reset November 4th, along with your felony case. The attorney's gonna get a copy of your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
And you're free to go as well, Mr. Vasquez, you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bruce Smith. Thank you.
Thank you.
You probably grab it from the court's file. Did you probably do that? Here we go.
Burbank. Have we heard from Burbank? Mr. Burbank's office?
I'll call him.
Araguen? Edward Denuna? Mr. Araguen? You represented by Edward Denuna? Court is in session in three cases. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rachel G. Woodson. Cases are cause numbers M333802, cause number M333804, and cause number M333806. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rachel G. Woodson. Ms. Woodson, is that your full name?
Yes.
Okay. How are you doing, Ms. Woodson?
I'm blessed by you.
I'm good, fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Woodson, you're represented by your attorney, Ms. Marva Provo. Ms. Provo, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Let me do this.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
For the order.
Well, man, I'm looking for it up here.
Ms. Pro, is it okay if I mark this copy?
Oh, I got it. Okay. Is Ada available?
She's supposed to be in the right now. She's right.
It's just a motion to withdraw. Hey.
Morning, Ms. Ayers. How are you?
What do you guys?
Oh, we're making it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The court is in session in three cases, cause numbers M333802, cause number M333804, and cause number M333806. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rachel G. Woodson. Let the record reflect that Ms. Woodson is present in court with her attorney, Attorney Marva Provo. State is present with Assistant District Attorney, Attorney Andrew Hubel. And Ms. Provo, in these cases, I have before me motion to withdraw as counsel of record. And I think, according to the motion, number 4 states good cause to withdraw exists. And the support movement shows as follows: that defendant insists on pursuing an objective that movement considers repugnant or imprudent, or with which movement is fundamental in disagreement. Okay? Now, you may proceed, Ms. Provo. Explain to the court what's repugnant, imprudent, and you fundamentally disagree with.
Well, the problem that I have with Ms. Woodson is the fact that she has somewhat lost confidence in my representation in representing her. She questioned my ability at one time. And
Okay.
I think that further along this, I have taken time to consider this. I think it's in the best interest that I be proud in this matter.
Okay. So you're withdrawing because, um, your client, does not have confidence in your ability as an attorney?
Well, yes, in a way, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, we might appoint 100 different lawyers. She might not have confidence in neither one of their abilities, so she's just gonna continue to just withdraw or assign lawyers to her that she has confidence in.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just talking about myself.
Oh, well,
Okay, I mean,
yeah,
as the other attorneys,
yeah. Now, Ms. Provo, I think you have over 20, oh, shoot, you probably over 30 years experience as an attorney. Um, because, I think you may have, uh, been licensed somewhere in the 1980s, is that correct? And, so I don't see that as a basis for, the court to allow you to withdraw based on her not being, not having confidence in your abilities. I mean, the State Board of Texas has confidence in your abilities. They've licensed you. And I'm sure you've held your license for over 30 years. So I don't think that's an adequate ground at this time.
I mean, the only thing I think about is that this question, my ability, like I'm saying, it comes down to this, beyond. I don't feel like if I would continue representing that, that you may not feel that,
Okay, well, the court is just gonna take this under advisement. We'll do some research on that particular ground. And so at this time, the court is just taking under advisement. Okay? All right. That's it. Yeah, we'll take it under advisement. I'll just need to do some research on
Okay. Do you know, not that the.
it. I should,
No,
well, Okay,
Should have taken care of them earlier. I'm sorry, I was here earlier.
yeah. Say we. Erica Elaine Weaver. Could you please come forward? All right. How are you doing, Miss Weaver?
I've been better. I've been largely complaining.
Okay, so you just kind of right in the middle.
Lukewarm. He's
Yeah.
lukewarm, Judge.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yes.
Now, with Ms. Weaver, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore, Attorney Galmore. Again, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge.
And what is your announcement in Ms. Weaver's case?
Judge, her felony's reset 1 week, so we're asking if we could reset this case 1 week as well.
Okay, did they give you the court date? Is it gonna be 1 week from
It's
today?
gonna be exactly 1 week from today.
Okay, so that'll be the 28th of October.
That sounds right.
Okay, so Ms. Weaver, your case is gonna be reset to 28th of October. On that day, you come in here, check in first, go to drug court, and then once you finish there, you come back here and let us know what happened in drug court. Okay, your attorney's gonna get you reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that first chair on the wall, right there by the wall, so you can get your reset. Mhm.
These were the cases that tried to, last week, for some reason.
Right,
we
you
thought they were
appeared a week early.
Yeah.
Roderick Keith Mouton. Okay. This is called number 23CCCR 1910. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Roderick Keith Mouton Jr. Mr. Mouton, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Mouton?
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Mouton, you're represented in your case by your attorney. Well, your attorney of record is Attorney Edward DeNuna. Standing in for Attorney DeNuna is Attorney Dustin Galmore. Does Mr. Galmore have your permission to stand in for Attorney DeNuna?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Mouton's case?
Judge, I know that Mr. DeNuna is still working on reviewing the discovery and was asking for more time.
That's good, okay. Give us a reset date.
November 22nd.
Okay, this case will be reset to November 22nd, 2024. Mr. Mouton, once you get your reset from the coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in the second chair on the wall.
I'm sorry, Judge, you've got it.
This is on the pretrial conference document.
December 2nd.
Oh, it's gonna be reset to December 2nd. Okay. Juan Tamayo Aragón. Okay, this is cause number 23CCCR 1182, case of style of the state of Texas versus Juan Carlos Tamayo Aragón. Mr. Aragón, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. You're representing the case by your attorney, Attorney Edward DeNuna. However, Mr. DeNuna is not here. Standing in for Mr. DeNuna is Attorney Dustin Galmore. Does Mr. Galmore have your permission to stand in for Mr. DeNuna?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Tamayo Aragón's case?
Judge, Mr. DeNuna is still reviewing discovery and is requesting another announcement today.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to December 2nd, 2024. Our court coordinator is gonna give you your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. Please have a seat in that third chair on the wall. And Mr. Galmore, you're free to go. You get your recess. You have a blessed day.
I'm not sure if, Parker, oh, no, never mind, that's next door, so.
Oh.
The other time.
That'd be fine.
The Mouton.
That door is locked, ma'am. You have to go through the other door.
I don't need.
Okay.
That person is showing.
Who is the judge? Because I did have
Scholar Stapleton for, that was a reset. Why? All of his was reading.
Mr. Warren.
Mr. Ibarra. over on this right there. So your case has to be reset. And the court coordinator is gonna reset your case. Once your case is reset, you're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day. Now, you was just coming from another court?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, on this, we're gonna reset this case. Now, did they give you a court date?
Not there.
If they didn't give you a court date, she's gonna have to check the computer for a court date. They probably don't have it in now, and so stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman, because they will be given notice of your reset dates. Okay, now on that date, you need to come check in here first. Okay, and then go to drug court. That's where it is. And then once you finish in drug court, you're gonna do like you did today. Come back over here to let us know what happened in drug court with your case. It's January the 27th. Okay, so your case is gonna be, well, you just found it out. So your case is gonna be reset to January 27th. Once you get your recess from court coordinator, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Headquarter being recessed to 1.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, he